Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy Monday.
You too.
We are gonna do a little something with the tongue today, so if you can get a towel quick, so you have one handy when we
Can
get
you
it. We're
can
gonna
you can
we're
you're
gonna
breaking?
we're gonna do something with the tongue today, so if you can grab a towel, so you have one handy
Will do.
when we get there. Yeah. All right, we'll give it another minute and see if we had some other people register, so see if anyone else joins us, and then we'll get started.
Do I have to be on camera?
Not if you don't want to.
Okay, I'll switch off. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh. All right. Well, since this is a short class, we're just going to go ahead and get started. If anyone else joins in or shows up, they can join in with wherever we're at. We're going to start at the head and work our way all the way down to the feet today, including working with the tongue, as I mentioned. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the hair, and we're just going to grab a piece of the hair. You can really go anywhere. You could go back farther if that's worked well for you, or maybe up farther if you feel like that's where you're more constricted. Just get a good chunk and grab on with your right. This is my right hand, so grab with your right hand, interlace your fingers in the hair, get a good grip. And then once you've got a hold of your hair, you're going to turn your elbow to the right. You're going to take your left hand to your forehead and pull the skin to the left. So you're turning with your right hand to the right, left hand's pulling to the left. And we're just going to squat down a bit and move around in any way you like as you breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take 3 more. 7, 8, and 9. And stand back up and let that go. Shake out the hands. Check in. Maybe you got a little bit of a head rush like I did. Just give yourself a moment to breathe through it, to let that pass. And we're going to just keep working our way down from the head all the way to the feet. So we're going to do the tongue next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our towel. And you can either do this with one hand or with two. I like to use both of my hands. So you're going to take the towel and you're going to use it to, you're going to stick your tongue out and you're going to use that to grab your tongue and pull your tongue up. So what we'll do, I'll talk through it first and then I'll show you. So we're going to take the tongue, we're going to look up to the sky and then pull our tongue straight up to the sky, kind of like we're trying to make a super straight line with the tongue to our spine. And then you're gonna squat down a little bit and you're gonna like move around for a few breaths. We'll do 6 breaths like that. And then once you have that, we're gonna take the tongue to one side. So you'll pull to the left and look to the right for 3 breaths. And then switch and pull the tongue to the right and look to the left for 3 breaths. So this is what it will look like. Mhm. All right. So Now that I've given you a little bit of heads up what that's going to look like, in case you haven't done it before, just so you know, it can be really painful. The tongue can hold a lot of things, and the reason we're going from the head to the toes today is because they say the fascial line of the tongue actually connects all the way down to the toes. So we're just going to play with that a little bit and work that whole line as best we can today. So take your towel in your hands, use it to grab a hold of your tongue. Once you get that, you can do your best to breathe. It'll probably be easier to breathe through the nose as you do this, but breathe whatever way works for you. So get your tongue hold and we'll begin. Count those out yourself. We're going to do 6 breaths, holding the tongue to the ceiling, and then we'll do 3 each side. So go ahead, grab on, look up, and breathe. Squat down a little. Now take your tongue and pull it to one side, look to the other side. Maybe turn it to the side, twist the tongue. Switch sides. And stand back up and release that. Go ahead and set your towel aside now. Take a moment to just breathe. So next we're going to take our chin to our chest. I'm going to scoot up a little bit so you can see where I'm going here. So we're going to start by taking your chin to your chest, but you can look at what I'm doing first. So you're going to take your hand and it's going to be like right around like where the collarbone is. You're going to pin the skin right there. So chin to the chest, pin that skin, and then look up and push your thumb up into the spot underneath of your chin, close to like your ear side, where you find the most resistance, and then even like twist your thumb a little bit. So you're doing like a little rotation. Squat down, head to the left, elbows to the right, and we're gonna breathe 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Stand back up. We're going to switch sides. So left hand comes and finds like the collarbone. Our right hand finds the collarbone on the left side. Chin to the chest. Pin that skin right there and then look up. Push your left thumb into the bottom of the chin where it meets the jaw almost. Find the most uncomfortable spot you can. Push that away. Twist the left thumb a bit. Squat down, head to the right, body to the left, and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stand back up and release. Give yourself a moment here. Check in with your body. Maybe take a couple shoulder rolls. Notice what's coming up for you, especially if you've never intentionally worked with this of the tongue. I was tongue-tied for many years with a very severe tongue tie that was visible. But even for those of us that aren't necessarily or don't necessarily see ourselves as being tongue-tied, a lot of us, because the tongue does go from the tongue all the way down to the toes, especially, there's still typically a deeper version of a tongue tie for most people that just isn't as visible. So it could be more back in the back area. So you might be feeling some sensations there that you're not normally feeling. That is okay. And we're going to just keep working our way down now. So now let's take our hands to where the collarbones kind of meet each other, right up here at the base of the neck. You're going to pin the skin. If you can get on the skin directly, you might be able to get a better grip. You're going to pin the skin, pull the elbows down and away. So you're pulling diagonally down from this area. Again, you might bring your chin to your chest to get a little bit more of a lock here. and then look up to the sky, squat down and breathe. 1, 2, 3. Body to the left, head to the right. 1, 2, 3. Body to the right, head to the left. 1, 2, 3. Stand up and release. Shake it off. Ooh. Give yourself a moment. Check in. Yeah, take a deep breath. Starting to feel more loose up here and more aware of where some of the restrictions are as I work my way down. So we did right up at the top. Now we're going to do on the sternum, and really you can go anywhere on the sternum. So start just testing it out. Take your hands on either side of the sternum a little bit lower than we were before and just give it a good pull. Push your chest forward, push your butt back a little bit, engage your pelvic floor. And then do that a little bit lower. That's pretty restricted for me, or maybe a little bit lower, working your way all the way down to like the bottom of the sternum where the ribs start to split. And then pick where you want to go. For me, I'm going to go right here over top of the Human Garage logo today. So push your hands, get a good grip. We're going to look up towards the sky, push your chest out, push your butt back, engage your pelvic floor as you squat, and breathe here. 1, 2, 3. Upper body to the left, head to the right. 1, 2, 3. Upper body to the right, head to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now just move back and forth a couple of times, breathing. Nice and slow. And when you're ready, stand up and release.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Take a big breath. Oh, let that
oh
out.
my God.
Sometimes we feel like we have to be like quiet, right? Or especially if we're like in a class, but in our own space, we have this whole like, do we just feel more, what's the word I'm looking for? Ability? I don't, not ability is not the word I'm looking for, but it's like our own space, our own,
Freedom?
yeah, freedom, right? Like we're allowed to do that, but like verbally sighing and like big exhales like that can actually be super cathartic and super good to help us physically release stuff. So I encourage you to keep doing that.
Thank you. That was very powerful. And this is the first time I'm doing the tongue. It was painful.
It is painful. Yes, it's very painful. It's yeah, and you can go, you can bring as much force into it as you want, right? But when you feel that pain, you're like, okay, well, I know there's something there that needs to be worked on
Abs-
if I'm feeling some sort of pain.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And this because I was tongue tied. It's one I've taken a couple weeks off, but over the last couple of months, I've been trying to do it more like a daily thing because I
Mm.
know that I need it. And it's one of those things like I feel like we know what we need and we avoid them, like the eyes. I know I need to work the eyes more, and I don't do those maneuvers that often. So even just doing it like a little bit, like not all the way to the max of like where you're feeling a lot of pain can be helpful as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to the diaphragm. And so you've maybe done the diaphragm before where you like do the little twist. We're gonna pull out today to just kind of keep doing what we've been doing. So I'm gonna go right on the skin. So right under where the sternum is, come on down from the sternum to where the ribs begin to split. Poke your hands in and pull your skin apart. And you might even like hook, you might even find yourself like hooking underneath your ribs, like you're pulling your rib cages apart. That is perfect. Wherever works for you. And then we're going to really intentionally breathe deep breaths through our mouth into these hands. So squat down a little bit and we're just going to breathe through the mouth. 1, Breathe into that area. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now turn your upper body and head to the left. Do a stage breath here. 1, 2 and hold. 3 and hold. And exhale. Now take 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to switch sides. Upper body all the way to the right. Do 1 stage breath. Breathe in and hold. 1, 2, 3 and hold. And exhale. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. Come back through center and release. Ooh. Shake it out. If your arms are feeling a little tired, you're not alone. My shoulders got a little sore there. And we're gonna just keep on working our way down. So let's go to the belly now. And again, I know sometimes we do the belly torque, right? But let's do a little bit different today. Hands push in right on either side of your belly button. Push in and pull the skin around the belly button apart. Push your chest out, push your butt back, be dramatic about it. And we're going to squat down and we're going to breathe. 1, 2, maybe look up towards the sky. 3, 4, move around a bit if you want. 5, and 6. And stand back up and release. Shake your hands out. All right. We're going to do a little on both sides now as we get to move down the legs. So we're going to do the psoas on each side. So I like to take my thumb to my belly button and my pinky of the same hand. We're going to do the right side first. So right hand, right pinky to the hip bone, and just kind of trace the 2 fingers together to find the middle spot. Or you can start at the belly button, go about 2 inches over, 2 inches down. You'll get to about the same area. And you can always readjust where your hands land. We're going to take both hands, fingers facing the ground, push them into that area, get a good grip here, and then pull the skin up towards your right shoulder. Now with that grip of your hands, take a big step forward with your left foot. So you're like lunging here, but with your right heel on the ground. So bend your left knee as much as you can, but push your right hip forward. Look up towards the sky with your head and then with your chest as well. And we're going to breathe through the mouth here. 1, push your right shoulder forward a bit. 2, 3, 4. You may look back and forth with your head a few times. 5, and 6. And slowly stand back up and let that go. All right. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So find your middle spot either with your thumb and your pinky or by going 2 inches from the belly button and 2 inches down. Get a good grip with both hands, this time pulling up towards the left shoulder. Ground down through your left foot. You're going to take a big step forward with your right foot and bend your right knee as much as you'd like. Push your left hip forward a bit. Look up towards the sky with your head and your chest. And we're going to breathe through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Option to look around with your head. 4, 5, and 6. Slowly stand back up and release. Shake the hands off a bit. Notice what's coming up for you. And we're gonna make our way down to the ground. Another really good one that we could do here that I'm not gonna do for lack of time, and also just I'm not sure if we all have the tools that we need for that today, but would be a good like twist of the leg. So you could do that with your hands. You could do that with a bigger towel, or let me grab one other thing to show you. I also have this tool that my friend Matt, who's a fascial maneuvers coach, made. So it's a band that has a couple hooks on it. So if you have something like this, you could also wrap this around your leg with these holes. It's nice because I can kind of stick it through there and get a good grip so you can really twist that thigh as you squat down and look the other way. But we're going to sit down next and we're going to do the knees on both legs. So make your way to the ground, find a seated position. We're gonna have our left leg come out a little bit to the side, not too much, and our right foot is gonna stay on the ground with the knee facing up. Again, right foot's gonna come kind of angled out to the side so that you're able to move this knee around. And then what we're gonna do is if you can get right on the skin, that can be helpful. We're gonna take both hands, grab the skin around the kneecap and twist both directions. Give it a try and see which one is giving you more resistance. For me, it's twisting in. So I'm going to get a good grip here. Push your chest out, push your butt back a bit. Grab a hold of that skin and then give it a good twist. And then let your right knee fall towards your left leg and look over your right shoulder. And we're going to breathe through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep holding that knee. Let the leg fall to the right. Look to the left and breathe. 1, 2, 3. Option to move your knee around a bit as you breathe 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and let your right knee go. We're going to switch legs now. So right leg comes to the ground, left foot to the ground, left knee faces the sky. And do the same test on this side. Grab your kneecap, grab the skin around it, and twist both directions. It might be different on this side, and for me, it is. I'm going to twist my left knee out. So think about pushing your butt out, pushing your chest forward a little bit, being as dramatic with it as you can be, and then grab the skin on your left knee. Foot's angled a little bit out so we can move this leg around. Give it a good twist, and then let your left knee fall in towards your right leg and look over your left shoulder. And we're going to breathe through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now let your left knee come back up. Let it fall to the left side. Look to the right. Breathe. 1, 2, and 3. 3 more breaths. Maybe move the leg back and forth if you'd like. 1, 2, and 3. And go ahead and release. Now we're going to do the ankles on both sides. So let's actually do the front and the back rather than the twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the shin first. We're going to interlace our fingers together. And we're going to use this part of our palms to get a good grip and to pull up, really any part of our palms. So take your hands, interlace your fingers, and you're going to grab the skin on your shin. I like to start with my toes flexed towards my leg on this one to shorten the skin. And then grab the skin anywhere on the shin will do and pull it up. Find the most restricted spot for you. And then point the toes as far away from you as you can and just begin to move the foot around as we breathe. 1, 2, 3. Maybe start to move the leg around a bit. 4, 5, and 6. And release. And we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So hands underneath of the leg, grab the calf, and then begin to move the foot around and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and release. And let's switch legs. We're going to interlace the fingers, grab the skin on the left shin, give it a tug up towards the left knee, lift the leg, and then begin to move the foot around, puff your chest out a bit if you can, and breathe. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you want to move your leg around a bit. 4, 5, and 6. And we'll switch other side and release the fingers behind the leg. Get a good grip on the calf. Pull the skin up towards the leg. Maybe you want to straighten the leg a bit for this one. And we're going to move the foot around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And go ahead and release. And when you're ready, get up and move around a little bit. We've got one more we're going to do on both sides. So for this one, you're going to want to be somewhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be a wall. You could be near a wall, near a chair, a desk, just something where you're able to grab on for support if you feel like you need it. And it's not necessary. It's just there just in case you want it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the right foot. First, lift the foot so only the right heel is on the ground and spread the right toes out as far as you can. Once you've got them spread out, plant the foot on the ground. And then this is where you might want your wall. We're going to ground down through that right foot. We're going to take our left foot, heel comes to the inside of the right leg, and the base of the foot, this big part by the toes, is going to step on the left foot and push the skin down towards the toes. So you might be up near the ankle. Try it out just like we have everywhere else. Move around a little bit. Maybe you want to come down near the toes. Go where you feel the most resistance. And like the tongue, this one might give you a little bit of pain as well. Once you've got your foot locked in place, begin to bend your right knee, coming into a bit of a squat. Turn your body to the right, turn your head to the left, and we're going to breathe through the mouth. 1, push that foot down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay there, straighten only the right leg a bit if you can, and breathe 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Stand back up and let that right foot go. Ooh, I got a little bit of a head rush there from that one. Give yourself a moment. And then come back to your spot to stand. Get yourself lined up so you can hold on with the left hand if needed this time. We're going to take, again, left toes lift, spread the toes as far apart as you can, and then place the left foot on the ground with those toes spread out. Right foot's going to come to the top with the heel on the inside, and then begin to press down. This side's a bit more restricted for me. I'm feeling the pain really anywhere on this foot. So find the spot you'd like to be. Push that right foot down, get it locked in place. Bend down with your left leg, body to the left, head to the right. And we're going to breathe through the mouth. 1, Push down through your foot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now straighten only your left leg a bit and breathe 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. And when you're ready, stand back up and release. Ooh. Ooh. Let yourself integrate in whatever way that you'd like. That is the end of our maneuvers for today. I do this every Monday, a little bit of advanced. We move through things a little bit quicker. So if you liked it, please feel free to join. Replays are also always posted on YouTube within a couple of days. And I do one-on-one sessions as well. So if you feel inclined to want to work with me one-on-one, I do offer those sessions. I do accept donations as well to my business Venmo, which is included on the page. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great week, everyone.